to the Tay and Todd Washington Football Team podcast, brought to you by Fansided. This is your co-host Tay, and we are back for your review of the game against the Las Vegas Raiders. I know we did a short review after the game in which we were extremely excited. And Todd, I think the excitement is still there. If not, it has heightened since Sunday. Todd, how you feeling?
Yeah, I think I agree. Like, this win didn't feel the same as the Seahawks, where the Seahawks win was more frustrating. Obviously, you were happy about the win, but that one, they dominated them, and then it shouldn't have been so close. For the Raiders game, they didn't exactly dominate them. I will say they should have scored more points, but it was a more satisfying victory. So, yeah, the excitement is still there. And then, going into Dallas, having won 4 straight, Dallas has gone 2-3 in their last 5, and the 2 they won. One was against the Falcons. The other was against the Saints basically they're playing without a quarterback. So it's not that they're a bad team, but they've cooled down. And Washington's warmed up. So I'm definitely excited. I want to talk about, I guess in this episode, what we saw in this Raiders game that we need to see improved upon, things that need to be better if they're going to beat the Cowboys. Or really just if they're going to make the playoffs or make any noise in the playoffs, what they need to improve on from the Raiders game. So, but other than that, I'm feeling good. How are you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. Like I said, I'm so ready to do our game preview of Dallas because it's Dallas week. But after looking over a couple of film things and just seeing what we can, like you said, what we can improve on. The good thing about winning like that is that you can always. You're never content, you got to see what we could have blown them out. But it was some things that some players who need to step up, and I guess we just go from there.
Yeah, I agree. I guess we could just hit our sponsors then before we get into it. Check out Hot Chikn Kitchn. Went there for dinner yesterday. The service is great. So that's, they've got almost like Chick-fil-A level service, which is pretty incredible for I guess it's a fast food place. It's kind of, I guess it doesn't have a drive-through. The food is made fresh, so it's not slow food. But the service is fantastic. The food's even better. Every time I go, I forget to take a picture and post it. I just eat it so fast. But go to Hot Chikn Kitchn, try out their Nashville-style chicken, and then go to Dunpro Financial, get your credit repaired. Their Diligent course, start your 7-day free trial. Yeah, Tay. So, if you win 17-15. Obviously there are things that could have been better. I think I'll start off with something that really has just been missing for pretty much all the entire season. But now that they're playing better, I really need to see it. And that's really just explosive plays by this offense. The whole ball control thing, running the ball thing, that's good to be able to do. But I don't think that needs to be the only way you can move the ball. You want to be able to do that to maintain a lead, but I think ideally you'd like explosive plays to get the lead. You know what I mean? And you had a completion of Terry McLaurin week 1 against the Chargers. That was a crazy catch. That was a bigger play, 30-some yards, I think. You had the touchdown against the Falcons. Obviously, Gibson's 75-yard touchdown against the Bills, although that was, that game was out of hand kind of. You've had some big plays, but this is not an explosive offense, and I need to start seeing some explosive plays. I need to see some downfield completions. I need to see some explosive runs like the one that was called back against the Seahawks for Gibson, but that and more. There needs to be more explosiveness from this offense. They've become efficient, so that's good. And between the two, you probably need to be efficient more than explosive. But now that you've hit efficiency, you've got to get explosiveness going. Or I just think that when you play a team that is explosive, you won't be able to keep up. So that's my first thing.
Yeah, a part of me wants to say that maybe we haven't seen the offense fully open up, as opposed to maybe, and like I say, just theoretically speaking, maybe Scott's just hiding it for Dallas, and knowing that you're going to have 5 straight game against opponents who and the opportunity. I remember last year during Thanksgiving, that's when stuff really started to stride, as far as opening the playbook of plays that we haven't really seen before. So I don't know if he's playing close to the vest and Thursday we see this Sunday we see a whole different offense. But like you said, it comes down to executing, and I think the
Yeah.
plays have been there, but it'll be a holding or something like that. Like I know
Right.
Gibson had another big run, but Scherff got called with holding. So your favorite player, but um, which is strange because he looks like he wants to be like in the. I mean, he looks like he's involved. Like I look at all the, the rallies and stuff at the end of the games, and he looks like he's in there. But um, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's point shaving, but
Hey, look, I'll get to Brandon Scherff in a minute.
but for me, it would be defense. I want to see tackling. They kind of
Right.
they let Jonathan Jacobs off a couple.
Josh Jacobs, yeah.
Josh Jacobs off a couple of times,
Mhm.
and even King and Drake, and they kind of
Hunter Renfrow.
step back. Yeah, Renfro. They missed a lot of leg tackles. I know Jamie
Right.
Davis missed a few.
Yeah.
missed
I
a
think
few
3 or 4 in the
Yeah.
flat.
in the flat, but he did make a big tackle on that
Yeah,
screen, which
right.
would have been a touchdown. I know that Baldinger, he showed a clip of that on his Twitter on the film breakdown, but I want to see better tackling. That's definitely what I need to see. I think Jamin will get better. My thing on Jamin is a lot of people are writing him off, and I think that's wrong. I think just because another player develops a little bit faster than another player doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean that the career is over. I
No,
think
I
we need to be patient with Jamin. I think he has all the tools. He made a big play this past week, which saved the touchdown. And it was, I mean, dude was run. I mean, he got there he was all the way on the other side of the field and ran there and made that tackle. So you can see the potential. I don't think his production was needed this year, as opposed it will be much more needed next year. I think this year your expectations aren't that high. You want this guy to develop. Therefore, next year I think you'll fully see Jamin Davis at his full potential to have a year. And let's not forget, I mean, he only played technically 1 year of linebacker, efficiently and productively
at college.
So let's cut him some slack. And don't forget, we got Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio as former linebackers. They're going to get this guy right, but I want to see better tackling from the defense, because that's what we're going to need. Pollard this upcoming week, CeeDee Lamb this upcoming week,
Right.
Wilson if he's playing,
Cooper.
Cooper.
We got some weapons, man.
They got weapons, so we're going to have to tackle it. I want to see better tackling. That's one thing that stood out to me in the film. And watching a couple of highlights this past week was tackling that they need to do better on.
Yeah, they would have if they would have made some of those tackles. That Raiders offense would have been stuffed even more. The first third down conversion would have been. I'm not Jamin Davis. Linebackers develop at different paces, so you'd love for him to be Micah this year. That's obviously not happening, but that doesn't mean he's a bust yet. We got to see another year or two. If he was a quarterback, I'd say he's a bust. I'm gonna go over to my guy Brandon Scherff, okay? Because first of all, I'm just say it, Tay. Have you seen that video? You know that clip, and it's like, I'm gonna say it. Don't make me say it.
Yeah.
I don't care that you broke your elbow. I'm gonna say it. I think Brandon Scherff is overrated, at least right now. Maybe he wasn't in the past, but I think he's overrated right now. I'm not saying I think he's a bad player, but if you talk about Brandon Scherff, people are gonna say, well, he was an all-pro, he's a Pro Bowler, all this stuff. Yeah, I know what he's been. I'm talking about what he is now. Brandon Scherff doesn't look like he wants to be here to me when you watch him on the field during plays. First of all season, he has been terrible blocking on screens. I mean, terrible. This is your fifth overall pick, right? It's supposed to be an all-pro right guard. So what do I expect? I expect him to be able to get out there and block a corner or a safety or a linebacker on a screen. Tay, he's been terrible at it all year, okay? And then when you look at penalties, right? Holding penalties, false start penalties. Again, it's going to happen to linemen, but we're talking about our all-pro right guard who we're paying $18 million. And it feels like that he is flagged in more critical situations than any other offensive lineman. Tell me if I'm crazy.
No.
That's what it feels like, right? I mean, he had the call against Jamal Adams, which to me, debate whether or not you think it was holding. The moment I saw it, I said, I knew that it was going to be called. And I was just sitting there waiting, and it took them a while to see the flag, but I was not surprised. That was, okay, Jamal Adams is a good player. This is our all-pro right guard who we're paying $18 million. So I don't care about who the other team's player is. I don't care about who the other team's player is. This is supposed to be our best player on offense.
Right.
Getting called holding in that situation. False start in this game. Going back other games. And then when you just watch him, there'll be plays where he's, getting to the second level. He doesn't block anybody and he looks like he just doesn't care. He looks like it's a pass, a three-man rush. And so he's here to help, and there's no one helping. He looks like he just doesn't care. Tay, I'm telling you, watch the man play, compare it to the other offensive linemen, compare it to Schweitzer or Flowers or Leno or Cosme. I'm telling you, it doesn't look like he wants to be here. I'm completely over Brandon Scherff. I just think you can replace his level of play with someone much cheaper and with someone who really seems like they want to be here. A number of screenplays that could have worked haven't worked because I don't care what the other player did or what play they made. This is our all-pro $18 million right guard. I expect him to make that play. He has not been making that play. Same thing last week with Bobby Wagner. It was, I think, a screenplay again where he's okay. Bobby Wagner's a good player. Yeah, sure. All-pro right guard. Okay, so that's why I don't want to hear it. If he's going to be all-pro, then he needs to play like an all-pro. He's not playing like an all-pro. And if he gets into all-pro, if he's voted all-pro again, guaranteed it's because of his namesake and not because of his play this year. I'm not a big fan of Brandon Scherff, and I hope that they don't re-sign him, that he's gone next year. I'm done.
Well, I think if he gets all-pro, it would be because of the whole unit and Gibson being the number one rusher in the NFC. And I think since he's the stalwart on that line, he'll probably get the glory as opposed to Eric Flowers, who I think should get some recognition as a Pro Bowl.
I agree.
But Scherff, I don't see how they bring him back unless his price comes down to about
I don't
14.
think he wants to be here, man.
Yeah,
and his price definitely is to come down. And again, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm saying what he should be based on what people bring up if you talk about him. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But we'll get a good comp pick for him.
I'll take it.
If he ends up leaving, so
I'll take it.
Probably a third round.
Yeah, so that'd be a pretty solid pick. So you get it in 2023, I guess, not this upcoming year, but I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, besides the tackling, besides that with Scherff, I would just say I want to see more from the receivers as far as when Heineke is
Houdini Heineke. Yeah.
I want to see, why can't we ever get a breakdown?
Right. I know what you mean. Just wide open. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's a good point. Scramble drill.
I want to see, maybe they need to work on that a little bit more.
Probably.
And punt returning. I need Carter to be careful with that football.
Yeah, last couple of games he bobbled 2 against the Seahawks. Yeah, and that's the sort of thing that would kill you this week suddenly. A muffed punt and Cowboys, recover. And so I agree with that. I need to see more ball security there from DeAndre Carter. I think overall special teams has been solid. I think they've been pretty solid this year. I don't have much else. I think for me, Taylor Heineke, the explosive play. I aside from the explosive plays, he needs to be consistent with his accuracy more than anything. Not throwing the ball high. I think we can tell what type of game we're going to get from Heineke based on how he throws the ball early, and if things are sailing and if things are high, then we probably know that's the Heineke we're going to get that game. Because you go back to that that Seahawks game and that the Bucks game, Falcons, Giants game, maybe the Giants game a little bit, but he really wasn't sailing the ball like that. He settled in this game. So I just need to see him be consistent with the ball, not making these catches tough when they don't need to be. They should be easy catches. So, yeah, but he's doing what he's got to do. I don't have a lot to complain about. I don't know. Do you have anything else?
No, I think coaching has been outstanding. I'm ready for this Dallas game. I think we'll see some big games. It's going to be interesting. They're calling for bad weather, possibly, which may play in our favor. They're talking about rain.
Okay. That would, with the way we've been winning, that would work in our favor for sure.
Exactly. And the way Ron made a comment yesterday, and I was laughing because one of my friends, he's a diehard Rams fan, and he said, Tay, we do not want to play y'all. He said, we'd rather play the Cowboys. Ron is one of those guys, them old school coaches who don't care winning 17-10, 10-3,
Right.
10-6. And
Yeah.
it's funny because right after he said that, Ron had a press conference and said, I don't mind it. That's the type of football I like. I like winning games 17-14. And
Yeah.
he said, that's exciting to me. And I said, you know what? Let's do it. I'd rather be that type of team that just like, look, let's grit like the Patriots, and just grit.
Right.
And just, you're going to have to beat me off the ball. And I think that's what Ron loves. He doesn't like those high scoring games. And obviously that plays with the team that we have now.
Right.
We can't afford to score 30 on a nightly basis. The way we're going to have to win games is running the football, controlling the line of scrimmages on the defensive and offensive side, and then get the playmakers in space and try to make some plays. But smash mouth football, part of me thinks he's been talking to a little bit of Joe Gibbs during this stretch. Because this reminds me of those Joe Gibbs runs where Joe Gibbs was running the football, smash mouth football, and you're going to have to stop us. And they've been doing a great job. So I'm interested to see how they fare against Dallas, because this is type of football that teams don't want to play, like the Patriots last night.
Right.
Stevenson just running the football. You're going to stop me.
That was crazy.
And they won the game.
We're going to do, stop it. And they couldn't really. They couldn't.
And that's it right there. I remember Ron said that. He said in the beginning when he first got the job, he said, when you know you're truly good is when you have a game plan, people know what you're going to do and they can't stop it.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
They've been doing the last 4 weeks. People know you're going to run the football. They can't stop it.
Can't stop it. I agree with that. Yeah, which is ironic because of what I'm about to say, which is my last thing. Because I do agree with the running game working in terms of the passing game. If they are in certain situations want to get the passing game going, I would like to see them go completely opposite of that and run some hurry up, and be what's the word? Not versatile, maybe versatile. I don't know. Be flexible in that way. Because I think Heineke really does well in that situation. Like 2-minute drill really is when he does well. Do some hurry up, in spurts. Like obviously that's not your offense, but if you want to try to get a spark on offense, go with some hurry up, some quick game, and then maybe that's when you end up with the guy open or with the busted coverage or something. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see us be able to do both sides of NFL offense: smash mouth, run the ball down your throat, hurry up, spread offense, and be able to score using both, because they got to score more. That's just what it comes down to. They're running the ball successfully and until a certain point and on a drive, and then they end up kicking a field goal or punting it. So that's the last thing I got.
Another thing I like was Samuel. I like how they're using Samuel. You're starting to see a little bit more here and there.
Maybe that's where your explosiveness will come. Exactly. Yeah, I like the way I was wondering if they kind of use him in McKissick's role some, and they did.
Yes,
they did. So that. I do like that.
That's going to open up a lot. That's going to open up a lot here down the stretch, and I'm just hoping that he stays healthy.
Yep.
But hopefully Logan Thomas looks like he's still going to be out for the year.
Right.
However, no torn ACL. Something to follow up on with that.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting a John Bates coming out party, man. I'm full ready for it. I think he had about 3 catches for 45 yards, 4 catches or 3 catches for 45 yards.
Yeah, I think it was 3 for 40 something. Yeah.
He's growing each week, so
yeah, I agree.
I'm interested to see what happens. This is going to be a huge week, and of course we'll cover that on our game preview in a couple of days. But man, great win against a Vegas team on the road, and I'm just proud of the team, the way they're fighting, and I just love how Ron is using that David and Goliath.
Storyline. I don't know, mantra.
Storyline, because each year is different. Last year it was the game balls, and people were fighting for the game balls, and now it's that rock. This is a big game on Sunday, man.
Oh yeah, they know how big it is for sure. I'm excited to talk about that one for sure.
I can't wait.
I know. See, we're gonna do it real soon. We're gonna talk about it real soon. But okay, I mean that's all I've got. I think that they can do some of these things we're talking about. I think they're so close, but the way that they've turned things around with the third down defense, with the third down offense, running the ball, I mean, they can pretty much turn anything around to me. So they could suddenly become an explosive downfield passing offense to me, especially with Curtis Samuel back. That's all I've got. Check in with us. We'll have another episode or two before this Cowboys game. Get into that. And man, if they go 5-0, I mean, if they go on this 5-game win streak, they'd be Cowboys. That's when we start acting crazy. That's when we start acting crazy.
There's no way, right?
I would have told you there's no way they beat the Bucks and go on and win 4 straight. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm just keep it shut. Anything's possible. All right, this is Todd.
This is Tay.